Hey, hello, hello. Happy Friday. I hope you're having an amazing morning so far. I am so excited to be on here with you today. So, welcome to reel yourself back in, prioritize your goals, and start 2025 strong. So, I know that it's not the very beginning of the year. We are already a couple weeks in. I can't even believe it. It's already a couple weeks in. This year's already flying by and it just started. But we're going to be talking a little bit today because I know that it is very, very hard to stay on track with goals. Actually, 80% of New Year's resolutions fail or people quit by February. Okay, so February is only a couple weeks away. So that means during the first month of the year, the goals and the resolutions that people set out to them, 80% already fail within that first month. Okay, so drop a one if you've ever found yourself giving up on goals within the first month of setting them. Like life happens and you kind of forget about your goals and it just they go away somehow. I know that I am that person. That has happened to me before. I can't lie, and that's actually why I wanted to come on today to talk about this, because I don't want you to fall into the same things that I have, and that clearly a lot of people have. If 80% of these have failed by February, clearly this is something that is a problem and that happens a lot. And so how do we fix this problem? Well, before we dive into that, I just want to give you a brief heads up that in a couple weeks, on Friday, January 31st at 9 a.m. Eastern, I'm actually going to be going live with a new weekly series, meaning that I'm going to be going live every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern to share a little something special with you. So, this new series is called Rise and Thrive Live. Don't you like the name of it? I thought it was kind of catchy. I threw around a bunch of names and found some that were pretty cool. And then I was like, you know what? Rise and Thrive Live. I like the sound of that. So here we go. We're going to be doing that. And so if there is something specific that you would like me to cover on one of those, if there's something that has been bugging you, maybe around your goals or around some challenges or around making sure that you're taking care of yourself, or that maybe you don't even know what your goals are. Maybe you can't even set your goals. Feel free to send me a message. I want to know what you want to hear. So be sure to send me a message to let me know what you'd like to be hearing. I'm excited to have you join me every Friday morning for Rise and Thrive Live. So keep your eyes out for that. I will be announcing my first episode pretty soon, but again, that will start on Friday, January 31st at 9 a.m. Eastern. It will go weekly after that. All right, so let's dive in a little bit here. And first of all, if you don't know me, I am Carrie Marie Vaughn, and I am an empowerment coach, and I just absolutely love being able to empower others to be able to take their life into their own hands and to be able to thrive in this life of ours, because we only have one life to live, right? So we should be living it to its fullest, and you should be happy and enjoying your life every day. You should be crushing your goals, and you shouldn't be super stressed out and overwhelmed every day. So I wanted to come on and just share a little bit today with you about prioritizing things so that you can get your goals crushed this year. And so also, I am a mom of three. My kids are now adults. We're empty nesters, and my husband and I are we're transitioning. We actually are transitioning very well. We're having a lot of fun. We are cleaning out stuff in our house. We're doing household projects. We're doing some adventuring. We're doing some things that we hadn't done in all of the years that we were full-time parents with our kids at home. So we're missing our kids, of course, and it was so nice having them all home for Christmas time, but we're also thriving in this life as empty nesters. And so that's another thing that I want to make sure that to share with you all is different ways of thriving, no matter what stage of life that you are in, whether you have kids or don't have kids, whether they're still at home, whether they've left the house, whether you're caretaking somebody else in your life. I want to make sure that you are still able to live your life the way you want to live it, even while you are caring for others. So, all right, so let's dive in. And I already shared with you if you missed it. So, 80% of New Year's resolutions or goals fail by February. Okay, so that means within that first month of the year. So if you have ever set a goal for your year and you also have let it go by the wayside in the month of January, drop a one because you're not alone. I have done the same thing. All right. So let's first talk a little bit about prioritization and why it is key because we need to kind of go a little behind the scenes. And so prioritizing things is the key to achieving your goals. And because without being clear on what your priorities are and what is a priority in your life, it's easy to spend your time doing things that don't move you forward and that don't really matter in your life. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think that it's so easy to do, especially in today's society where there's all kinds of things going on. It's super fast paced. There's things coming at us from all different directions. There's social media and like zillions of social media accounts. I mean, every day there's a new one. I just heard about a new one yesterday. I'm like, I didn't even know that this existed. And I don't remember the full name of it, so I'm not going to share it with you because I don't want you to get sidetracked. Okay. So there's all of these distractions in our life. And so we can easily forget about the things that are important to us. That's why prioritization is so important. It's like, okay, well, what is a priority in my life? I mean, have you ever felt like you were just running around in circles, trying to juggle everything in your life, your family, your career, your all of your other stuff, your household, all of your responsibilities that you have in life? You're just running and running and running and doing all kinds of zillions of things. I mean, have you ever felt like that? Drop a yes if you have ever felt like that. I know I have felt like that on many occasions where I'm just like, I feel like I can't even take a breath. I feel like, how am I going to possibly sleep? There's way too much to do and not enough time to do it. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's a very, very common thing that we experience in our life. So drop a yes if you've ever felt like you were running, 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 and you're just not getting anywhere. Okay. So why should you have a plan to prioritize? Because setting the goals, I mean, you've already probably set your goals, right? We're 2 weeks into the new year. So you've probably already set yourself up with some goals of some things like, hey, I want to do this year. I want to accomplish this year. These are the things that I want to do this year. Those are called goals. And so setting those, though, isn't enough. You actually have to have a clear plan to prioritize your time to work on those goals. Otherwise, they're never going to happen. Without a plan in place and without setting intentions, all of a sudden, your goals are just going to get lost. They're going to get lost amongst the shuffle of all of the other things that come up in life because other things will fill your time. Don't worry, things will definitely fill your time if you're not setting out and being intentional with your time. So, first of all, for a second here, take a deep breath. Ready? Just take a deep breath for a second. Now, I want you to close your eyes unless you're driving. Don't do this if you're driving. You can come back and watch the replay and do this later. But for a second, if you're in front of your phone, your computer, and you're not driving or doing anything that you need to be fully alert for, go ahead and close your eyes and take another deep breath. Okay, now think about what truly matters to you, specifically for this year. What are those things that are just so important for you to do this year? Maybe it's spending time with certain people. Maybe it's achieving a certain place in your business or your job. Where are those places that you want to go? The things you want to experience? Think about all of this. And think about what are those top 2 or 3 things that are literally the most important out of all of those things you've thought of that you want to do, you want to accomplish, and that you want to experience. Think of those top 2 to 3 things that are the most important that you want to focus on this year. And just picture them happening. How does it feel? How does it make you feel to know that they're real? They're happening. You're doing it. So you can open your eyes now. And I'd love for you to drop those things in the comments. What are those 2 to 3 things that you want to focus on this year? And how did it make you feel just for those few seconds that you were visualizing having those things, being those things, doing those things? How did it make you feel? I want you to drop these things in the comment because do you know doing an activity like this is so extremely important. So, this is something that, first of all, you can do anytime. Anytime you're feeling like a bit overwhelmed or like you're running around doing a zillion things, take a few minutes to reconnect with these big, important goals, the things you want to focus on this year. Take those few minutes to take a deep breath. First of all, it's good to pause. So good to pause. Amongst the busyness in life, it's so good to take that pause, take that deep breath. But it's also so important for you to not only visualize yourself achieving the things that you want or doing the things that you want to do, but also to feel what it's like. Experience those feelings, those emotions ahead of time. You're training yourself, you're prepping yourself for achieving those things and doing those things. How cool is that? So I want you to do this occasionally whenever you're feeling that overwhelmed. So if you need to write it down, I mean, grab a sticky note. I mean, sticky notes are literally the bomb. They're so helpful for so many ways. So even if you just need to write down, like, take a breath and visualize my goals and then pop it up somewhere where you can see it regularly and to remind you to do that occasionally, that's going to be important because you kind of just need to refocus. And this is going to help you to achieve those things because when it's front and center and when you can put yourself in that moment, it's going to bring you back to knowing why it's important to you and why you should be working on it. Okay. So also, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I created that's really helpful. It's called a Power Up Productivity Planner. And it's something that I created to help me. And then I was like, okay, other people need to be able to experience this as well to be helpful in prioritizing the things that are important. These big goals that are important to you and the things that are important to you in your life, you should have an easy way of prioritizing them. So I created a planner and now I want to give it to you and give it to you for free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to give you this planner for free because it's so helpful for me. And the reason why is because it helps you to focus on what truly matters. Those goals, the things that are in your life that are so important to you, it helps you to focus on them. It helps you to break down bigger goals and dreams and the big picture into smaller things that are manageable and doable, and to help you to stay organized. Because if we don't have a plan in place, if we're not organized about how we're going to achieve our goals, you might not necessarily know all the pieces, and that's okay. A matter is of what you needs to know is how you need to start that first step. That's really and what you want. Like, you need to define what those top priorities are, and so the planner helps with that to help you to define them, but also to put a plan in place of, good, okay, here's how I'm going to start. I may not know all of the pieces, I might not know all of the steps along the way, but I know this is where I'm going to start. This is the first action I'm going to take to get toward these big goals. Okay, and it will help you to track things, because also this helps keep you motivated. It helps keep things in front of your face. So I don't know about you, but have you ever been by a church or an organization that's trying to raise money, and they have that big, huge thermometer it's all blank, and then they're filling it up with red every time they're getting closer and closer to their goal because they're doing some big fundraising for something. Maybe the church is going to send people out on a mission and they need so much money to be able to send to this group of people out on a mission. Or maybe they're trying to build a wing, or put money into their classrooms or whatever. Maybe this organization is helping needy families and they want X amount of dollars to do this. Well, what's cool is that you see the progress as that thermometer grows, and like that red in the thermometer grows, it's getting filled up to the top. And so the productivity planner kind of helps you with that. So it's visual right in front of your face, and you're able to see that progress you're making toward those goals and the things that are more important to you. And of course, if you want to make your own thermometer, go for it, do it. And also, along the way, as you're working toward these things, make sure you're celebrating them. Every step you take, make sure you're celebrating it, because it's important to celebrate the little things, the little actions you're taking, the little bit of momentum that you're getting, the little bit of progress that you're making along the way toward those big goals. It's good to celebrate along the way. So I want to ask you this. First of all, have you ever felt overwhelmed by a big goal? Drop a yes if you've ever felt overwhelmed by a big goal that you've set. Maybe you set it and you were getting so excited about it, and then you're like, ooh, it's a little big. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is a little overwhelming. I might want to change my mind. Right? Have you ever been there? Like, I know I have. I know I've set these big lofty goals that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why I even bothered setting that, because it's so crazy. So the planner helps with that. It helps you to break things down so it doesn't seem so scary and daunting. So I want to also talk about the power of accountability. So when you are trying to go for big, huge goals, it's so important for you to stay accountable. Actually, studies have been done that show that 65% of people are more likely to achieve their goals if they commit to somebody else, if they're working with a coach, if they have an accountability partner, if they have somebody that they can be accountable to, where there is regular check-ins along the way, they're 65% more likely to achieve their goals. That's cool, right? That's so cool. So I want to ask you this, do you have an accountability partner or some sort of a system in place, or a coach? Do you have any of that? Drop it in the comments if you're doing any of those things, or if you have in the past, and if it's helped you. How do you stay on track? How do you stay on track for your goals? I'd love for you to drop these things in the comments, because maybe something that you're doing that's working for you can help somebody else that's watching. So be sure to do that. Be sure to drop it in the comments, whatever you're doing to stay accountable, because again, staying accountable is so important. So important. Now it's the time to prioritize what's important this year, 2025. Isn't it weird to say that? Like, I don't know about you, but I was just thinking the other day about Y2K. I remember my oldest daughter was tiny. She was a baby, and they're talking about this big thing, Y2K, and thought that everything was going to shut down, and all the computers were going to shut off, and like nothing was going to be functional anymore, and all of this stuff, like nothing was going to be able to handle, changing from 1999 to 2000. We had our oldest daughter in 1999, and so it's so funny to think about that it's already 2025. It's been half a century, like 25 whole years since then, and it seems like it was just the other day. So anyway, that's my little rant on how crazy time flies, and that's why prioritizing things that are important to us is so important, because otherwise day after day turns into week after week, turns into month after month, and year after year, and then your whole life has gone by and you haven't even done the things you set out to do. So that's why you should prioritize the things that are important. So sorry about this. My internet is crazy today, so I know I keep cutting in and out. Hopefully you can get the gist of what I'm saying here. So I don't want you to let another year slip by without you making progress toward your big goals and the things that are truly important to you. So think about one thing you can do today, like literally today, right after you watch this. What's something you can do today to move towards your goals? At least one goal. So pick one of those things that you're working toward this year, and what's one action step you can take toward that goal. I want you to also drop it in the comments, because I want to know what you're going to do. This is also a part of being accountable, is being accountable in a way that you're saying, this is what I'm going to do. And then now go do what you say you're going to do. Keep your word to yourself. Keep your word to me. Keep your word to anyone else who's here and looking at the comments, because it's so important to, first of all, these are your goals. Remember, these are nobody else's goals. They're yours. So why wouldn't you want to work on them? So instead of making excuses, instead of waiting till tomorrow, do it today. Do at least one action step today. Then I want you to set your goals, make sure that they're clear and set, and that you have a clear plan in place, and that you are accountable, that you have some way of staying accountable, and that you can be organized. So with the right tools, like the Power Up Productivity Planner that I was mentioning, or other tools, and a supportive community, you can absolutely stay on track and achieve your goals this year. This can be the year, maybe it's the first year ever that you are going to achieve everything you set out to do this year. That will be amazing. And I can't wait to hear about how you achieve them. So, I want to just say, first of all, if you want one of those planners, like I said, I'm going to give them away. I want to give you one of my planners. So if you want one, just drop the word planner. Drop the word planner in the comments. I'll be sure to get you one. I want to make sure that you have it because I want you to start making a plan of action. Taking action right away is important. And even if I give you this planner, like I said, it's free. Even if I give you the planner and you're like, nah, this doesn't really work for me. It's not really my thing. It's not the way I like to organize. At least you can use it as a guide to come up with whatever way you want to start planning, whatever organizational way you find helpful, but find a way and find it fast because we're already in a couple of weeks into the year. You don't want to let another day or week or month or year slip by without you getting to your goals. So I'll send you the productivity planner if you'd like. So again, drop the word planner if you want me to send you one. You can take a peek at it, start using it immediately, or decide, hey, I don't really care for the way that this is set up. It doesn't really quite work with me and my lifestyle, but I'm going to use this as a guide to create my own planner and to be able to take my own things and put it into a calendar or a way of being accountable. And I'm going to go from there, but at least utilize it and start there. Okay. So it'd be silly not to get the planner. So drop the word planner. Now, first of all, I want to remind you again that in 2 weeks, so Friday the 31st, I'm going to be going live with my new series, Rise and Thrive Live, 9 a.m. Eastern. So you don't want to miss it. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things to thrive in this world of ours and thrive in your life. And so be sure to be on. Feel free to send me a message privately if you would like me to talk about something specific, something you're like, I'd really love to know how to do this, or I want to get better at this, or what are ways of doing this? I can help. And I want to make sure to bring it up on my Friday morning lives. All right. So thank you so much for being here. I realize it is getting late in the day and I don't want to take up any more of your time. I want you to go and take action. Instead of being in here watching me, I want you to go take action. So let's make this year so powerful. I want to see you achieving your goals. I want to see you balanced. I want to see you productive. I want to see you filled with joy, doing all of the things that you want, and keep that momentum going. So remember, you're not alone on this journey. I'm here to help. And there's all kinds of people that are here to help you. So definitely be sure to drop a comment with one of your goals that you're focusing on this year and the action step that you are going to take today on toward that goal. Okay. I can't wait to see what you're doing. Woo-woo. All right. Amazing. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. And I will see you again very soon. See you in a couple weeks.